That Is Impossible channel says that you won't want to believe this, and I'm telling you, don't. Keep watching and I will show you why. Hey everyone, this is Kevo and welcome to another video for Right Side Up, the truth review channel for you. There are many channels out there that are spreading fear porn, and That Is Impossible channel, in my opinion, is no exception. This channel would have you believe that the clips that you are looking at are that of a second sun or a rogue planet or something of that nature. Well, if you know me, then you know that I am here to tell you the real truth. Let's watch, and by that I mean examine, the footage in the way that James from That Impossible channel should have done in the first place. Then you will be able to see and therefore know the truth. In this first clip, the claim is that there is a second sun in our sky. What appears to be two suns is presented along with lens flares as evidence to back the claim that what you are looking at is a solid object disappearing into the clouds. At about the 57-second mark, we are shown the sun, and I agree that this is the sun. Take note that the sun is in the centre of the illuminated ring that surrounds it. Also, take note of the varying effects as the sun passes behind the different cloud banks. Around the 2-minute mark, the lens flare in the upper right is brought in as evidence. James says that this is the sun going behind some clouds, and this is the resulting lens flare that is mimicking the sun. So once again, I am here to tell you that not only is this a lens flare, but this so-called second sun is also nothing more than a lens flare or a ghost image of the sun on another layer within the image. But not only will I tell you this, I will show you what to look for in order to see the truth. I've covered these layers and ghost images in several of my videos, so be sure to check these out to get a better understanding of this topic. Okay, at this point, James claims that this is the sun, and in a few breaths' time, he refers to the other object as the sun. To clarify, the lower of the two is the ghost image. So the first clue that this object that James first claims to be the sun is not the sun, remember back to the 57-second mark. What did you notice? The sun is in the centre of the illuminated ring. Back over to this shot, and by using a circle and placing the centre of the circle over the centre of the so-called sun, you can see that this object is not in the centre of the illuminated area. By looking at the last few frames prior to the object disappearing completely, we get the spacing between them. We can use that to see that this is where the real sun would be in this shot. This lens flare is what I have referred to in previous videos as a fixed lens flare. It appears stationary, however it will have some movement with zoom and panning, which can often be detected, which I have demonstrated previously. It can also be made to move, and this is done by changing the angle of the filter to the lens. Although this is on another layer to the lens flare, and the movements may be at times independent, they are both the same image. Remember, this is shown in more detail in my other videos. As the small flare starts to disappear, you notice that it is upside down to this one. This is the line of the clouds here and here. Now, I will have to say that this is one of the harder ones to detect for the novice, but everything that I will show you now, I have shown in other examples with more clarity so the trained eye can see. If you watch how the sun behaves as it passes behind the clouds, you will see that some clouds disappear completely as if they are behind the sun, whilst others remain visible in front of the sun. Do this on overcast days. With the right type of cloud layers, you can get excellent views of this effect. As the thinner clouds are engulfed in the sun's light, likewise the sun's light is diminished by the thin layer of cloud which acts like a filter, allowing us to see the disk of the sun. One of the factors that determine whether this ghost image is seen or not is the intensity of the source light. The so-called second sun does not behave like this, as it disappears in the midst of a large dark cloud, which is an impossibility if it was a planet. As it disappears, you will notice that the light glare in the image diminishes as well, but take note that the light source is coming from behind the cloud bank. You can see that these light rays extend from back here and there is no local light being emitted at all from the white disk. If this were a second sun going through the clouds, then why does it not emit any light onto the clouds? If we look at the area where the sun would be just prior to being flooded by light, we can see that there are clouds there that would limit the sun's light so as to produce a partial ghost image, which is exactly what is seen here. It's just a matter of if the brightness of the source light is at the right level for the camera to be able to pick up on the ghost image that can appear on multiple layers within the lens system. Once again, in my previous videos, I have shown footage of lens flares morphing from one layer of the lens system to another layer, changing in its opacity as the camera works to choose what to focus on. In short, the sun comes into a bit of a clearing and the lens flare becomes visible. The sun then gets obscured by clouds that are dense enough to make the lens flare undetectable. The sun's journey then passes some thinner cloud layer, allowing a filtered view of the sun that is not strong enough to cause the necessary reflection within the camera lens system. Later in this video, James shows us another clip and yet again pushes the narration that this is a second sun. This one is much easier to debunk, although you still need to know what to look for. If we let this clip run through, you see this object near the sun. As the clip plays, the sun and the object appear to travel behind the trees that are alongside the road. If we go back to the start, I will show you some of the shots that show the real truth. That being that this is the same old ghost image of the sun. Did you notice that the so-called second sun is always in front of the clouds? Strange that, hey? What about James? Did you notice? I'm certain that you did, but chose anyway to present this lens flare as a second sun. For this, I put you on the list for a WSO Charlatan Award, but I also offer you the opportunity to repent and walk away from these lies and present the truth to your viewers. In order to identify and eliminate these ghost images, a few steps need to be taken at the time of filming. So, I have developed a criteria for capturing footage that would qualify as hard evidence. In order to show a truthful side, I ask that you review this video, tips on how to successfully capture Planet X Nibiru on one of your videos, and then only present footage that meets this criteria. Okay, so I have sent James an email and I've put a comment on the discussion page of That Is Impossible channel, and I've also included the relevant links. The chances are that James will not address this topic. Well, that's my part done. Now it's up to you to help spread the real truth by giving this video the thumbs up and sharing it everywhere. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you want to see more truths, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the bell to set notifications. And most definitely check out my other videos to get up to speed. If you have any other related material that you would like to share, you can send it to rightsideupcontributions@gmail.com. I thank you for watching, and remember to search with an open mind, share what you find, and together, let's get everyone right side up.